Hi everybody, welcome back. It's Celiac Teenager. Now, sorry, it has been a very, very long time since I last filmed a video. I think, if I'm correct, how many months has it been, Eliza? Eliza is sat here right now, my sister. I think about 8 months, which is awful. But basically, my course has been crazy, so I just haven't filmed anything. But I'm back, and I'm very excited to be back. And we're going to kickstart this channel and revamp it, hopefully make it a bit better. It's the heat wave right now in the UK, 23 degrees, loving it. And for today's video, first one back for such a long time, I am going to be doing a Q&A for you guys. You've been sending in your questions on Instagram, so thank you to everybody that asked a question. I am answering every single one that people have asked today. And let's just get started with the first question. Just want to quickly add that I have started doing live Instagram videos. I did one last week and it was really good, and I was on it for about an hour with quite a few people, so shout out to the people that were watching. I'm doing one this week, but I don't know if this video is going to be up in time for that. But I will be filming a lot more lives because I really enjoyed them. So if you haven't followed me on Instagram, then make sure you do. It's just at Coeliac Teenager, and it will notify you when I do a live stream, and you can come and watch it, and we just have chats about everything, and it's really, really fun. So I'm currently using Eliza's phone, and I am looking at my post on my Instagram where all of you guys ask your questions. So let's start from the top. First question is from Gluten Free Pics. Hey, this is actually a girl that I met at the Allergy Fair last year called Jess. Hi, she's lovely. Thanks for asking a question. She has asked, what do you think the hardest thing about being celiac is? I get asked this question so much. I think the hardest thing is probably the limited amount of things I can eat. Like, I love being able to just eat whatever I want, and I feel like that isn't always possible. So I think that is probably the hardest thing that I have to deal with, is that, like, say I go out, I can't just choose anything off the menu. I have to properly look into what I can eat, check that it's definitely gluten free, so it is just a bit more hassle. But to be fair, shops, restaurants, everything is getting a lot better these days, so there is a lot more selection. But it is nice not being celiac, because you get the choice of everything, and you don't have to think about the consequences of eating something and being ill. So I think that is probably the thing that I find the hardest about being celiac. Thanks for that question, Jess. Also, basically there's this thing called the Allergy Fair, which is, I'm not sure where else they do it other than London Olympia, but they're really, really good. Loads of market stalls with Tesco, all the big brands, all the small brands that's selling their products. You get to free test things. It's a free event. It's amazing. I'm definitely going this year. I'm going on the Saturday. So if any of you are going, let me know. And obviously I'm going to vlog it as well. So if you want to be in the vlog, then you're more than welcome to be. But that is in July. So definitely see if you want to go to that. I'll leave a link in the bio of the link to getting free tickets to the Allergy Fair, because it's definitely worthwhile, 100%. So yeah. Next question is from Gluten Free and Me. And she says, what is the best part of being celiac? The best thing about being celiac is probably the fact that I've met a lot of people through it, and we can all help each other out, and this whole platform that I have, where I get to share my advice, I get to talk to other people with celiac. I think it's just a great thing that I wouldn't have had if I didn't have celiac. So from Favourites, she asks, what's the best gluten-free meal out that you've ever had? Oh, that is really, really difficult. I think my all-time favourite things are pizza and pasta. I think a lot of people agree with me on that. But you know what I think is really nice is the Pizza Express Florentina, which is basically you get an egg in the middle of a pizza, which it sounds weird, but it's actually the best thing ever. And I also do love the Padana, but I think that might be an ask. But it's like a goat's cheese pizza, so I love that. That's like some of my favourite foods, and I always go there. And the dough balls at Pizza Express, they're probably the best places. So I think Ask Italian and Pizza Express are my favourite places, and their pizza and pasta is just always amazing. So I think that is the best meal I've ever had out. I mean, there is loads of different places, but that is one of my favourites. So there's the answer to that question for you. The next question is from Maddie Moo. She was on my live the other day, so shout out to Maddie. She asks me, what was your reaction when you got diagnosed with celiac? Now, when I was diagnosed, I was 8? Was I 8? 9? when I got diagnosed, I thought I was 8. I was actually 9. And to be honest, I don't remember it that well, but I remember being quite upset because obviously I lived half my life being able to eat whatever I wanted, and then suddenly not being allowed to eat many things was quite hard for a child when you like just want to eat cake all day and sweets and all that, and it's like properly check everything. So I think I was a bit upset, but after a while and when time went by, it all was fine because I got used to it, and here we are now and I'm absolutely fine. Yeah. And also Maddie asks another question. She said, what food do you miss eating the most? For me it's KFC. I don't think I ever even had a KFC before I got diagnosed, but I think the food that I miss the most is probably, I used to love McDonald's chicken nuggets. I really do miss them. What else do I miss? Oh yeah, I miss bakery items that you can just buy from like Greggs or bakery items. I just think they're so nice when they're all fresh. So another question we've got is, what American food have you tried and liked? I haven't tried that much. Reese's Pieces is like my favourite chocolate in the whole world, and that is actually American. I always eat that, but it's really easy to get now in the UK, so I always eat Reese's Pieces cups. The Easter egg version, the chocolate, I just love all of that. I love good peanut butter. Eliza's actually here right now, and we literally just went to Tesco, and do you want me to show her? So we bought Lucky Charms, which I don't ever remember eating, but apparently I have eaten it before, but we're going to try it again. And I didn't even know that you could get gluten-free version, so we are going to try it and test it right now because we thought we might as well, as we got asked a question about it anyway, so we thought, well, why not? So Eliza wants to come and try it with us. So this is my sister Eliza. She's not celiac, but she wants to try it anyway. Yeah. Obviously, they look really good and they're very artificial, but how much were they again?
£1.50.
What money is it? We don't have any milk. Well, we do, but I don't really want to go and get any milk. I just don't really see the point.
I've never tried them.
This is what they look like. They look quite nice, you know. You just ate marshmallow, you know. I'm really scared this is not gluten-free. Like, it just doesn't really look like it should be.
Well, they taste like candy.
Why? It just tastes of pure sugar, pretty much.
Well, yeah, they say it can make you surprised.
I'm not surprised. I give that 4 out of 5. If you want to be healthy, these are not the option there. Okay, so there you go. That's the answer to that question. They're the two things that I always eat that are American. So my second last question is, how did you realise you were celiac? I realised I was celiac, I mean I got diagnosed at 9, but I was like 8 when we started thinking that I was getting really ill. I was getting really tired, a bit bloated, getting ill, and we had no idea because only a couple of my people in my family had celiac at this point. So we kind of thought maybe it is that. But yeah, that's how we started to realise, and because obviously it's a genetic disorder, we thought, you know what, let's go and see if actually Kate has got celiac, because it's probably likely that I do. So they tested me for like lactose, so I had to go off lactose and like milk and stuff for a few weeks. I did it with gluten, and that's the thing that made the difference. And then obviously it was true that I had celiac. So there you go, that is how I found out that I was celiac. And obviously I had a lot of blood tests. I had the camera down my throat to check the hairlines of my stomach. So that is how I got diagnosed with celiac disease. The last question that I have is from Ishbel, one of my friends, who's actually celiac. She asks, how do you eat when you go abroad? Now, what I usually do is I have to like pre-plan, like make sure that I look up like the kind of availability in the country. So for example, I'm going to Amsterdam at some point in the next few months that I've booked, and I've been looking into places that I'm allowed to eat. I've been looking into supermarkets and seeing what they have to offer, and then from that I see, do I need to bring any like any sort of bulky food items, like do I need to bring any bread, do I need to bring any snacks because they might have limited availability. That's what I try and do. And I also get a translated restaurant card, which is basically they translate it into the language that it is. So say I was going to France, they put it into French of what celiac is, what I can't eat, and what the contamination, like I can't have it contaminated with other gluten items, otherwise I'll get ill. So then you can give it to the restaurant and they can see what you're allowed to have on offer of what they have, so what they have, and they can look and see if it will be contaminated, and they'll obviously understand it because it's translated into their language. And I always print one of them off. They're on the internet, you can have a look for it. So that is what I usually do. Or I look on bloggers' Instagrams and their blog posts and see what they have done when they were eating out. in those countries as well, to see if they have any recommendations. Or I put up a post on my Twitter and Instagram and I ask guys, what's it like to eat in this country or here, and usually I get a good response, because obviously this is a good community because everyone's celiac and we can all just help each other out. So that is the end of this video. Make sure that you go follow my Twitter at celiac_teenager. Instagram is at celiac_teenager. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel and turn the notification bell on, because obviously now I'm going to be uploading a lot more often, so you're not going to want to miss out. And I'm also going to be doing a lot of travelling over summer, so I'm going to be filming my trips and the foods that I'm eating. I'm going to Amsterdam, I'm going to Amsterdam, I'm going to Barcelona, I'm going to Venice. I'm so excited, so I'm going to be filming my food and what I recommend, what I don't recommend, my experiences. So make sure you tune in and you are subscribed so you can see all that content. And I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you soon. Bye!